Hello walkers, and welcome to Missoula, Montana. I'm Henry, and I will be your proxy walker, your virtual travel guide, tour guide, as we explore today the campus of University of Montana in Missoula, Montana. Got a whole script here that I'm working on. I don't really know much about the campus here, so I'm just going to explore, which is kind of one of the things I do, and we will find new things and make a couple mistakes, maybe get lost, maybe turn around and have to retrace some steps, but hopefully it'll still be a fun little walk and tour. It is early December, about 1:30 p.m., 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius. And it is a beautiful sunny day. Barely any wind today, which is nice. And of course, not a lot of people on campus given the situation in the world. I don't know what the status is with in-person learning versus remote learning here right now. I know a lot of sports and that sort of thing have been canceled, but we're going to have fun anyway. I've done a Missoula walk before, a couple years ago in the middle of winter, and I actually had better try to get my mask out in case I need it, which is of course deep down in some pockets, which makes it hard to get to. Alrighty. And I think I'm just going to wear it. I've kind of got this whole charging situation. This is the Montana Grizzly. That's their mascot and what they're known for. And up on that hill you can see the M. Let's see if I can one-hand this mask just to be safe as we rotate around the Grizzly. Oops. And then I'll give you some info on the university. It's kind of a cool sculpture. A couple of things I want to address here as we keep moving, keep your visual interest going, is one, I'm going to try to remember here to say a secret word. And I think I forgot to do it within the first 10 minutes last time, but I will try to remember this time. In fact, I'm going to set a little reminder here. And I'm not going to tell you yet what that word is, but if you hear it and pick it out and put it in the comments below, the first person to do so, I will try to give you a shout out in a future video. I'm doing these in bulk today, so this is my second video, my third attempt. I had some technical difficulties in Anaconda, the second video. But get where I was going with that. Oh, so I don't know exactly when I will give you a shout out, but I will try to remember to give you a shout out. Just a little fun thing I'm trying to do. Also, an effort to keep you guys watching just a little bit longer. So even if you don't hear the secret word and you still want to do me a big favor and help me out, right before you decide to click over and do other things, could you maybe just hang on for another 30 seconds? Because watch time, total watch time, average watch time, really helps me out, helps tell YouTube that this is worth surfacing and suggesting to other people. And as I try to build this channel up, it helps me to get noticed. So thanks for that. Subscribe, of course. Leave comments below. I love getting your comments. Have you been to, did you attend University of Montana? Do you have any great memories from Missoula or the university here? I'm going to talk about the university here a little bit as we walk around and explore some cool older dorms here. I don't know if these are dorms actually, but cool older buildings, flanked by a big new building. That's the Health Sciences building. Again, I don't really have a map or any particular knowledge of the university, but I will call things out as I see them. For instance, this is Elrod Hall, an older brick building. And so, about the University of Montana. It was interesting. I was reading a Wikipedia article, which I will link to in the YouTube description. Just got my 10,000 steps for the day. Back in the day when Montana was becoming a state, and there's a lot of competition, particularly between Anaconda and Helena, but also a little bit between Missoula. Missoula made a deal with Helena, I guess, or the Copper Kings, etc., that they would support Helena's bid for the capital, to become the capital, if they would get the state university. And the federal government, back before statehood, had allocated 72 sections of land, which equates to 72 square miles of land, for the funding and support of the university. And so they did that deal, and so true to their word, after I wonder if I can get through here. This is the Skaggs building. I don't know if I can get through or if it's just a dead end down there. Dead end, I think. Yeah. Anyway, in 1895, I think it was, 93 they passed funding, the legislature, and 95 they started building. It was interestingly called the university, or the Montana State University at first, and the one in Bozeman was called Montana State College. It's since been renamed University of Montana. Here is the clinical psychology building, the Skaggs building. It's kind of cool, and then connected to a more classical design, like the paneling there. As I mentioned, they are named the Grizzlies as their mascots. They have a big football team, big football stadium, and basketball team. I think I have spoken in other videos on my opinions on those sorts of things. It's kind of a retro 60s style building. And they are not pro sports. So anyway, big game days, typically in the before times on Saturdays, several Saturdays a year, this place would be just packed with people, and most days in general, packed with people, with students, of course. Curious what building this is. Let's go down here and see if we can find a plaque. This is a beautiful campus, and nestled right at the base of these mountains, these hills, or foothills, I guess. I don't know what they're called. There's a big M up there, which is a tradition out west to put a letter signifying the school or the community. M for Montana. And typically senior classes will do that for either the high school or college level. Go this way. Pretty cool artistic thing here. I'm gonna guess this is an engineering building, or architecture really. Oop, I see a plaque up ahead. In any case, it's a nice trail to hike if you're here, and want to get some exercise. So that 60s looking building is the Charles H. Clapp building. Has a bunch of different folios. Where to go? Where to go? Up ahead is the UE lecture hall, and looks like espresso stand. To the left is Stone Hall here, and off to the right is the A. Frankie College. I don't know what that's about, but it's time for our secret word, and the secret word is grizzly. Surprise, surprise. So put that in the comments below if you're still with us, and I will give you, if you're the first one to do so in the comments, I will give you a shout out in a future video. Now, I know that's not as good as cash and prizes, but it's what I can do right now. Look at this thing. You know what I think this thing is up ahead with the big wheel? And correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't see a plaque or anything explain that. But I believe that was used for logging. This is used to be a big logging area. And this is the forestry building. According to this, kind of neat. And they would sling the logs underneath that and the wheels. You can see the kind of the yoke there, and then the team of mules or oxen would be attached at one end and pull them away. I think they'd typically drag them. The only reason I know that is because I have a friend in Livingston who he and his wife Carol, this is Dan and Carol Sullivan, own Mustang Catering, and he used to do that with his brother in the I think in the 70s. They would go in and they would do logging with mules, and they'd cut down the trees and drag them out with the livestock. So there's another cool building over here that I want to take a peek at. And I also want to mention the number of deer on campus and in towns. I saw a bunch in Anaconda, and I've seen several here. Had to stop for some. This is the Schreiber Gym. And I see one up over by the base of the hill. Saw one earlier that had a really nice rack of antlers. I think it was I'm assuming it was a white-tailed deer. I didn't really look that closely, but yeah, it was a whitetail. We'll just say that. Here's a university car parking structure. And I'm not going to go over there. That would be the direction you would go to find the M trailhead. We're going to loop back here. Anyway, it's pretty cool to see that kind of wildlife. I guess coexisting with humans. It's not ideal for them, or really ideal for humans, but you know, we're all making do. Speaking of making do, I hope you guys are hanging in there. It's tough times. We're heading into the holidays, and it can be tough enough in normal years, but 2020 is a challenge for everybody. I would encourage you all to reach out and connect with each other, connect with friends and family, and just have that little bit of a personal touch point if you can. And especially if you know somebody that might be having a hard time, just reach out, say hi, let them know you're thinking about them. That can be a really small thing and really meaningful to others. All right, we are headed north-ish right now. So I'm proud of myself for remembering to do the secret word. Let's go see what this building is all about. Kind of an older one. Every year in Montana, or in Missoula, sorry, I think it was online this year, they have a film festival, the International Wildlife Film Festival. It's been around for a long time. Started, I think, in part by I'm going to get his name wrong, but it's, I think, Carl Junke. He was a bear biologist and pretty well known in those days, and in those circles. And anyway, really cool. You can come and they show films at the Roxy Theater. They have a big parade, and it's a lot of fun. That's University Hall. We'll get a better picture of it here in a minute. I'm going to give you just a kind of quick view of the quad, a pan, and see a couple of the other buildings. I'm not sure what that building with the round roof is down there, but it's kind of cool. Well, what are we going to do here? Let's go this way. Anyway, the whole point of me mentioning that was I used to do more, well, I still do, but a lot of work for nonprofits, including Polar Bears International. And on their behalf, we submitted some films, which were cool, and we won a little prize, a little award. And the award ceremony was held, I think, down here, the University Center ahead, kind of a student union type building. That is trying to figure out the best route to take as we wander around. It's a sign for Montana Telemark Club. For those of you who are not familiar with skiing, telemark is a style of skiing in which your heel is not fixed to the ski, and it allows you, it's kind of like a cross between cross country and down and alpine skiing. It's probably going to enrage certain people, but kind of like a rondelay maybe, and it involves, it's really heavily dependent on your knees. I can't imagine being able to do it, but in your quads. But it allows you to get into the backcountry and kind of tour around more. Correct me. Feel free to correct me in the comments of the YouTube channel. I say the YouTube channel because, this is my opportunity to, here's some tennis courts, talk about the Roku channel and Amazon Fire channel. App, I guess. You can see those. I've got my my extra power supply plugged in and stored in my sleeve, so I can't really switch arms here. I'm trying to noggin my way around that. This way. Love these ponderosa pine trees that are in here. This big fat red squirrel, fox squirrel, I guess. The crook of that tree. Did I mention it's a beautiful day out today? And I will comment on the lack of people. I get a lot of things like, oh, it's a ghost town. Well, that's just the nature of shared spaces these days. Places that used to be crowded are not. This is, let me see if I can figure out which building this is. It's pretty cool. I have to go closer here, pardon me. University Library. And I'm gonna tuck out here. Over here to the left is Anderson Hall, journalism building. I think they have a reputation for having a good journalism school. I'm going to turn around and show you the library. Just because it's kind of a classic early 1900s style. I love these, all these great trees in here. So this is the social sciences building, I believe. Maybe we'll see a plaque up here. And then this is the fine arts, maybe? No, that's got to be liberal arts, right? And then I'm looking at the Google Maps, and this is fine arts. Yeah, FI for fine arts. All right, getting sorted here. Then pretty soon, oops, we're going to cut back to the north. But I want to show you some of these other buildings. Off to the left here in a minute, you're going to see the grizzly statue where we kind of started in the first couple minutes. Right, well, you probably can't see it, but it's down there before that building. And we are going to cut north. I don't know what this, I don't know if this is a nursing college or what's going on there, but it's not on the Google Maps. I don't see a plaque. Oh, the George and Jane Anderson Dennison Theater. That's cool. I guess I just might as well mention that this will go in a playlist that I've created of other college campuses. So you might want to check that out if you want to see like well, MSU over in Bozeman or CSU in Boulder. It's not CSU, is it? Yeah. UC Boulder, something like that. This is a big place. That must be the College of Nursing, I'm guessing. This is the music building over here. Oh no, this building over here is actually the William and Rosemary Gallagher Building, College of Business. And then over here is the Alexander Blewett III School of Law. That truck is backing up. We're gonna go down this road here. Pardon my sniffles. You can see the M up on the hillside. I thought about starting up there. It's probably a nice view, but then I'd have to hike up first. This is the College of Education over there. Phyllis Washington building. Oh good, we're gonna, this is why I want to do this, two reasons really. One is to show you the football stadium. Everybody loves a good football stadium, except me. And then we'll head down and try and find the bridge over the river. It's beautiful this time of year and day. Beautiful most times a year. Pardon me again. I do have a way to wipe my nose, and it's been a criticism in the past, which I appreciate knowing. This is the Montana Museum of Art and Culture. Big blocky museum building here. And then I think, where's the football stadium? Okay, here we go. This ahead is the Adams Center, and I believe this is where they play basketball. And I think further down will be the football stadium. Looks like it's the Hoyt complex, according to the sign, and that down there is the Adams Center. You'd think a football stadium would be hard to miss. I think it's on the other side here. Yeah. Fitness and Recreation Center here. Here we go. We're on the other side of the fitness center. I'll spin around here in a minute and give you a view of the stadium. Excuse me. So over here you can see it, colossus of misappropriated priorities, in my humble opinion, back there. And I guess we're gonna go this way till this van passes. Then we're gonna cross over and make our way to see if there's a bridge over the river here, and a footbridge. And I've seen it several times, and I wanna find it. I'm hoping this footpath, bike path leads that way. Lots of green sport fields, probably intramurals and that sort of thing. Oh, this is it. Yeah, nice. Some happy dogs that have had a chance to run. Now there's an L across the way. I believe that might be for Lolo, although Lolo should be south of town. It's probably for something else. If you know what that L stands for, represents, please let me know. Great little foot and bike path along the river on this side. I think there's another one on the other side as well, although it may start further down, or maybe this crosses over. I don't know. We're about to go on to Jacobs Island Park, which is a cool little park here. You can see one little branch of the river down there, a tiny bit. You can see it's frozen over on this section. I wouldn't walk on it yet, but looks like there's a dog park at the other end, off-leash dog park down there. And here's the footbridge I see, because as you come off the highway at one of the exits, I think it's the Van Buren Street exit, you come down and you see this bridge before you make a right. Super cool. All right, I'm going to give you two views of the river. I'm going to go upstream. They've done the lock thing here. Love locks or whatever. All right, so you can see it's been cold. There's a lot of ice in the river. There. And then we'll look downstream where you got a rapid, and there's a guy fishing down there as well. In a hotel. And I think we're going to call it here before we get to the end of the bridge. I want to thank you guys for joining me, coming along on this walk in Missoula, Montana at the University of Montana. Hope you'll come back again soon. Click that like button, the subscribe button. Don't forget about the secret word. And tell your friends and family. And of course, as always, leave a comment. We will see you again soon. And in the meantime, keep on stepping.